The reluctant farmer, the red dust of Vashka clung to everything, Turan's boots. His remaining arm, even the bitter taste in his mouth as he surveyed his failing farm. 3 harvests, 3 failures. The frontier world was unforgiving. But he had nowhere else to go after the war had taken his arm, and his military pension barely covered the cost of this barren plot. Another day in paradise, he muttered. Kicking a dried-out irrigation pipe, the distant whine of approaching engines made him look up. No one came out this way unless they had to. The sleek transport seemed absurdly clean against the rust-colored landscape. As it settled on his landing pad, when the hatch opened, a tall, willowy figure emerged. Her skin was the pale gold of sunrise, with delicate violet markings spiraling across her exposed arms. Silver-white hair was pulled into an intricate braid that fell past her waist. "You must be Taryn Mercer," she said, her voice carrying a musical lilt. "I'm Neri Salon." Taryn stared, then cursed under his breath as recognition dawned. 6 months ago, in a drunken haze of loneliness, he'd registered with an interstellar companion service. He'd completely forgotten. "Look, I can't afford a companion anymore," he said bluntly. "Farm's failing. I've got nothing to offer." Neri tilted her head, large amber eyes studying him. "The contract has been paid in full. I require only shelter and sustenance. Paid by whom? By you, according to the documentation." She lifted a small bag. "I have brought my own provisions and skills to contribute." Taryn ran his hand through his dust-caked hair. "What skills would those be?" "I am Zalithian. My people are agricultural specialists." Her eyes swept the barren fields. "Your soil is unbalanced, but not beyond recovery." Taryn laughed without humor. "Lady, I've tried everything. This place is cursed." "No place is cursed," Neri replied calmly. "Only misunderstood." Something in her steady gaze made him pause. He needed help real, help not a companion. "I don't need a wife or whatever you're supposed to be. But if you can farm, you can stay as a worker. That's all I'm offering." "Acceptable." She nodded. "Where shall I place my belongings?" As Taryn showed her to the spare room of his modest prefab home, he noticed how she paused at each window, studying the land with intense focus. Her fingers traced patterns in the dust on the sill. "You'll regret coming here," he warned. "Nothing grows on Vashka except disappointment." Neri smiled for the first time, revealing slightly pointed teeth. "Perhaps that is about to change," Turan Mercer. That night, he woke to find her kneeling in the soil outside under the twin moons, her hands buried in the earth, whispering words he couldn't understand. He watched as the ground around her fingers seemed to shimmer faintly. Taryn closed the curtain and returned to bed, telling himself it was a trick of the moonlight. But something had shifted in the air of his failing farm, something that felt strangely like hope. Seeds of trust. 2 weeks passed, and Taryn could no longer deny the changes. Where the soil had once been rust-colored and lifeless, tender green shoots now emerged in neat rows. The irrigation system, repaired with Neri's surprisingly skilled hands, hummed efficiently. "What did you do to the soil?" he asked one evening as they sat on the porch, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of amber and violet that reminded him of her eyes. Neri sipped from her cup of spiced tea. "Zalithians understand plant communication. I simply spoke with the earth. Spoke with it. My people evolved alongside sentient plant life. We developed certain symbiotic abilities." She hesitated. "On my world, this would be common knowledge." "And on my world, that sounds like nonsense," Turan replied, but without heat. The evidence was growing literally before his eyes. That night over dinner, Neri finally shared her story. "I am not a companion by training. I fled Zeleth when the hegemony began harvesting my people for our abilities." Turan's hand tightened around his fork. "Harvesting. They discovered that certain compounds in our blood accelerate plant growth. Rather than negotiate, they began abducting Zalithians." Her voice remained steady, but her eyes darkened. "I escaped aboard a transport and found your request in the registry. It seemed ... convenient." "You're hiding," Taryn realized. Neri nodded. "The outer colonies are beyond hegemony control, and your planet's atmosphere interferes with bioscanners." Terran studied her across the table. In just 2 weeks, she'd transformed not only his farm, but his daily existence. The quiet companionship, the shared meals, he'd forgotten what it was like not to be alone. "They won't find you here," he said finally. Her smile was like the first harvest moon full of promise. "Thank you." Later, as rain began to fall, the first since his arrival on Vashkataran found Neri standing in it, face upturned, water streaming down her golden skin. Without thinking, he joined her, his boots sinking into the suddenly fertile soil. "It's never rained here before," he said wonderingly. "The land was thirsty," Neri replied. "It needed only to be asked properly." When she turned to him, droplets clinging to her lashes, Terran felt something inside him shift, like soil breaking open for a seed. On impulse, he reached out, touching one of the violet markings on her wrist. Neri didn't pull away. Instead, the marking seemed to pulse faintly beneath his fingers. "What are these?" he asked, his voice rough. "Life patterns," she replied softly. "They show our connection to the growing world." The rain fell harder, but neither moved to seek shelter. In that moment, standing in the impossible rain on his once dead farm, Terran realized he no longer saw Neri as a worker. What she was becoming to him was far more dangerous and far more precious. Whispers of danger. By the 3rd month, Terran's farm had become a verdant miracle. Crops grew at impossible rates, yielding harvests of such abundance that he'd had to purchase additional storage units. The local market vendors couldn't believe the quality of his produce. "Never seen anything like this," Guillermond, the market overseer, commented while examining a particularly vibrant tuber. "What's your secret, Mercer?" Terran shrugged. "Good soil management." Neri stood nearby, a shawl covering her distinctive markings. They'd agreed it was safer if the locals didn't know too much about her origins. As they loaded the empty crates back onto their hover cart, Neri whispered, "The trader with the blue coat has been watching us?" Terran casually glanced over. The man wore the insignia of Galactic Corp on his sleeve, one of the conglomerate agricultural companies that dominated the inner systems. "Just curious about the competition," Terran muttered. But a familiar tension crept up his spine, the same feeling he'd had on patrol before ambushes. That night, as they sat beneath the stars, Neri nestled against his side, her head on his shoulder. These quiet moments had become precious to them both. What had begun as an arrangement of convenience had blossomed into something neither had expected. "I need to show you something," she said suddenly. Sitting up, she unwound the wrapping around her forearm, revealing the violet markings. In the moonlight, they glowed faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. "This is how my people connect with plants," she explained, placing her palm against the ground. Immediately, small flowers bloomed around her hand, opening their petals toward her like worshippers. The hegemony discovered that harvested markings continue to function for a short time, even when removed from us, her voice caught. "They began farming my people, Terran, like crops." Terran felt sick. He'd seen war atrocities, but this was something different, something colder, more calculated. He took her hand, covering the glowing markings with his calloused palm. "No one is taking you. I promise." The words hung between them, heavy with meaning. Neri's amber eyes met his, and Terran finally surrendered to what he'd been fighting for weeks. He leaned forward, pressing his lips to hers. The kiss tasted of alien spice and familiar warmth. When Neri's arms wrapped around his neck, the markings on her skin brightened, casting them both in a soft, violet glow. Around them, flowers burst from the soil in a perfect circle, blooming instantly under the twin moons. Later, as they lay together in his bed, Neri traced the scars on his shoulder where his arm had once been. "I could help with this too," she whispered, before Terran could ask what she meant. A perimeter alarm shattered the night. He was on his feet instantly, reaching for the blaster he kept by the bed. Through the window, he spotted lights moving across his fields, not the usual glow of nocturnal insects, but the focused beams of search parties. "They've found us," Neri whispered, her markings pulsing rapidly with fear. Terran checked his weapon. "Not yet. They haven't." The harvest storm dawn broke with the mechanical whine of hover vehicles surrounding the farmhouse. Turan counted at least 7 through the reinforced shutters, all bearing Galagras' emblem. Turan Mercer. A voice boomed through an amplifier. We represent Galagra Corporation. We're prepared to make a generous offer for your farming techniques and any specialized equipment. Neri stood behind him, her markings dim with fear. They know, Terran. They suspect, he corrected. They don't know for certain. He'd spent the night preparing, old military instincts kicking in. Vashka might be a frontier world, but a man's property was still legally protected for now. The voice continued. We're authorized to offer 50,000 credits for a demonstration of your methods. Turan snorted. They think I'm using some tech they can reverse engineer. Neri placed a hand on his arm. Let me speak with the plants. I can create a diversion. Too dangerous. They might have scanners. Trust me, she whispered, her eyes intense. I've been preparing for this since we met. Something in her expression made Terran pause. What aren't you telling me? Instead of answering, Neri took his hand and placed it on the stump of his missing arm. Her markings flared brilliantly, and warmth spread through his scarred tissue. A tingling sensation like thousands of tiny insects scrawled across his skin. What he began, then gasped, as impossible pain lanced through a limb that wasn't there. I've been feeding the soil with my blood, Neri explained quickly. The entire farm is attuned to me now, but I need your strength to channel it. Outside, the corporate representatives were growing impatient. Mr. Mercer, please be reasonable. We can do this amicably or through legal channels. Turan barely heard them. The pain in his phantom arm had transformed into something else, a strange awareness extending beyond his body. Through Neri's touch, he could somehow sense the crops, the soil, the very pulse of the land. Now, Neri whispered, her forehead pressed against his. Call to them. Instinctively, Turan reached out with his mind. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The ground began to tremble. Outside, shouts of alarm rose as crops suddenly grew at visible speeds. Vines wrapping around vehicle treads, roots appending equipment. Through the window, Terran watched in awe as his entire farm rose in defensa, vegetable army responding to their combined will. This is what the hegemony wants, Neri said, her voice strained with effort. Not just growth, but control. As the Galagra forces retreated in confusion, Terran felt something new forming at his shoulder, a translucent outline of green energy where his arm had once been. He could move it, feel with it. What have you done to me? He whispered. Neri's amber eyes met his. I've made you like me. We are bonded now to each other and to this land. The realization should have terrified him. Instead, as the phantom limb solidified into a glowing green appendage of woven plant matter, Turan felt only wonder and something deeper, more permanent than the temporary emotion he'd once called love. Cosmic bloom. 5 years passed. What began as a miracle on one failing farm had become a revolution spreading across the galaxy. The Vashka method, as it came to be known, transformed agriculture on dozens of worlds. Terran stood at the edge of his vastly expanded fields, watching a group of Zalithian refugees working alongside human farmers, his plant armed now almost indistinguishable from his flesh, except for the faint violet markings spiraling across it flexed as he waved to Neri. She approached, her golden skin glowing with health. Her swollen belly, a testament to what the medical experts had once declared impossible, a human Zalithian child. The latest transmission from Nouveau Terra, she said, handing him a datapad. Their first harvest exceeded expectations by 300%. Terran nodded, still amazed at how far their influence had spread. After defeating Galagra's attempt to seize their farm, they had faced a choice: hide their discovery or share it. The decision had been Neri's. My people were harvested because they kept their abilities secret, making them rare and valuable. If everyone has access to this knowledge, no one can control it. They had published everything, the symbiotic techniques, the biological catalysts, even documentation of their bonding process. Knowledge that could have made them unfathomably wealthy instead became their gift to the stars. Not everyone had been pleased. The hegemony had sent assassins. Agricultural corporations had filed lawsuits. But with each world that adopted their methods, their protection grew. It was difficult to murder saviors who had ended famine on 17 worlds. "Any word from the coalition?" Terran asked, referring to the newly formed alliance of agricultural planets. "They've ratified the Zilithian Protection Act," Neri confirmed. "My people are officially recognized as sovereign partners, not resources." Terran's plant arm instinctively curled around her waist, the markings on both their skins pulsing in harmony. The child within her kicked, and they felt it through their shared connection. "She's strong," he murmured. "Like her mother," Neri smiled. "And stubborn, like her father." As twilight settled over Vashka, they walked through fields that had once been barren dust. Farmers and their families, human and alien alike, worked together, sharing meals and stories as the twin moons rose in their home. A simple shrine held the dried remains of the first plant they had grown together, a reminder of how much could grow from the smallest. Later that night, as Neri slept beside him, Terran placed his living arm alongside his plant, one no longer able to see which was the original and which was the gift. Like their love, like the crops they had sown. The line between them had blurred, till separation seemed impossible. He remembered his words when she'd first arrived. "You'll regret coming here." How wrong he had been. One man who wanted only a worker. One woman who needed only shelter. Together, they had changed the galaxy, not through conquest or commerce, but through growth, the most revolutionary act of all. Outside their window, beneath the twin moons of Vashka, new flowers continued to bloom in the night, reaching for the stars.